Hello, I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas time of the year. So today we're going to talk about Hotwire, more specifically about features that are coming to Hotwire in the near future. So myself, I was talking at Rails World about the Hotwire cookbook, about different functionality that you can build with existing features of Hotwire, and then there was Jorge who was talking about features that are coming to the next version of Turbo, so to Turbo 8, and he was mainly focusing on this pull request, so page refreshes, basically a new way to deliver content over, like deliver HTML over the wire and preserve the scroll position. So he also wrote a nice article, and well, he's been doing a lot of work on promotion of these new features. He also released a nice YouTube video where he implements some functionality with TurboStreams and then re-implements the functionality with page refreshes. And with page refreshes, you don't need to have so much context into what you are building. You just can have like a page redirect, but you preserve the scroll position. So anyway, we are going to try Turbo 8, these new features on our own in a new Rails app. Then I'm going to try to implement Turbo 8 in the superrails.com and see how we can use it and what the pitfalls are and like what the problems are when using it. I've also released a small article where I talk about my main takeaways. So let's start with this new Rails app. So I just have a list of events. Actually, it's a list of Ruby on Rails events for the last 10 years around the world. And yeah, I have the event name, a like button, a location, and start date. And how does it work now? So I can click like on one of the events and I'll be redirected back to the top of the page. Also, if I delete an event, I will be directed to the top of the page. I have this notice event was successfully destroyed, because if I go to my events controller here, if I'm liking, I redirect to the events path. If I'm destroying, I also redirect to the events path. Okay, and how could we basically make these likes or deletions work with TurboStreams? So let's say I have this like table. You see, this is a table. This is not code, and I would not be able to, let's say, replace just one element. So I wouldn't be able to just replace this 0 or this row inside the table, because I would need to actually replace the whole table. So let's make this table work with TurboStreams. So when I kind of update a like, I don't have a full page refresh, just I see the like being updated, and I don't scroll back to the top. So here I have this events controller, and instead of return redirect to events path, I'm going to have an update TurboStream. So I will say update.turbostream.erb, and I'm going to say turbostream.update, and I'm going to have to update something with the table. So if I go to events index, I have this table, and well, in the table layout, I cannot, unlike a card layout, update just one element. So I will need to render the whole table. So I will actually put all this table into a separate partial. I would say something like underscore table.html.erb, move the table to a partial, and here in the index I would render the table, render table. Let's see if the rendering of the table works. Yes, well, it does work. And now when I hit the update action, I'm going to re-render the table. So I will have render table, and well, I'm going to render this table. We need to have some element with an ID. So I will have div ID events list and close the div. And here in the update to stream, I will say update events list with the table. So going back to events controller, I don't need to say redirect to events path. I will just say return, and it is going to return the update to stream partial. So let's yeah, actually be sure that we try to re-render it. I will add like 1 to 3 on top, and I will try clicking on the like button. And you see I have this undefined method each for nil class. So I need to define add events in the update action. So you see we need to have the context of the index in our update action to be able to re-render this partial. So I will say table events equals at events. Okay, now I click like, and the like counter does update without me having to have a full page refresh, just this whole table is being replaced. Now, this is one of the problems with TurboStreams. You need to have a lot of context in some places where you don't want to have this context. And maybe I want to also update the events count. Maybe I want to have something similar for destroy. So I would need to have like re-render of the table in destroy turbostream.erb. So passing in and out a lot of context. And how can we do this with just using turbo morphing? So let's enable this turbo morphing. First of all, I'm going to use the latest version of turbo rails. So now by default, if I go to my gem file, I will see turbo rails. I'm using 1.5.0. I'm going to go to the gem file and find turbo rails, and I will use the master branch, the main branch. So I will say bundle. Now if I go back to the gem file, turbo rails is version 2.0 beta, and it should give us some new features. So by default, we kind of use hiddenly, we don't see it, but turbo refresh with replace, scroll, reset. And instead of this, we're going to use turbo refresh with morph, scroll, preserve. So let's add this to the head of our document. I will go to HTML application.erb and add these two lines. So by default, whenever we refresh the current page now, we are going to keep the scrolling position. So with this in mind, let me try refreshing the page. Okay, undefined method turbo refreshes with. Maybe I need to restart the server, bundle update. Yeah, let's do it just in case, because it looks like the turbo refreshes with was not caught with our previous bundle. Okay, and now I have this destroy button. I click on it, and you see I didn't have to do any turbo streams. The destroy just happens, and I keep the scroll position. So just to compare, here I have this method morph scroll preserve, and we can compare it with kind of the default behavior that we never actually have to put into our application HTML ERB, but it kind of exists. Method replace scroll preserve. So let me comment the other one out. I will refresh the page. Now I go lower, I delete an element, and you see I am redirected to the top of the page. So with this method morph scroll preserve, I am not redirected back to the top of the page, and kind of the parts of the page that should be refreshed are being refreshed. So the technology behind this is like morphing that originates from HTMX, and it kind of diffs the parts of the page that needs to be updated. So you see I'm destroying events, and the scroll position is capped, and it looks quite nice. Okay, let's now not use this update TurboStream ERB. Let's go back here and not have return. We will return redirect to events path. And you see we had this 1 to 3, so we're not going to respond with update TurboStream ERB now. We're just going to have a page redirect, and this should use the morphing. So again, I will refresh. You see I'm clicking like, and I'm not getting this 1 to 3 from the update TurboStream ERB because I'm responding with the format HTML, not with format TurboStream. And you see the likes count is being updated. So this way I'm using, I can actually even remove this events context from here. We are not using this anymore. So yeah, basically we don't need to have this context of TurboStreams. We don't need to use this. We don't need to put that table into a separate partial, have this ID. It will just work without it. So this is kind of the magic of morphing. You can just have a page redirect, and with keeping the scroll position, the user will kind of not notice that there was a page refresh. So looks quite nice, but there can be some problems with this. For example, if we have some kind of like elements open, like a dropdown. So let's try this HTML details element that is basically a default dropdown. Let's add this to our index page and refresh. So here I have this details dropdown. And if I click on destroy, you see the dropdown is being closed. So you wouldn't want to refresh the whole page. Maybe there are some parts of the page, like a form, for example, that the user is like filling in but then finish filling in, that you don't want to refresh when this redirect to the current page occurs. So I would be able to add this data turbo permanent attribute to elements that should not be refreshed by a redirect to current page. So I'll click destroy here, and you see the page is being updated. The counter here is being updated. When I click destroy, you see this has been updated, but the details dropdown is kept as it was. So data turbo permanent works. And actually, in previous versions of Turbo, you needed to provide a specific ID. But now you don't have to provide an ID to a data turbo permanent attribute anymore. So this is also another simplification. Okay, so another thing is making this work for different users. For example, if you have two users and they have different tabs open, and you want, like, both of them have, for example, this list of posts or events open, and you want the changes to be updated in all the screens. So let's see how we can do this. And I will just copy this, open it in a new tab, copy this tab separately. So here we have events and events. And we want both, well, updates to be visible everywhere. So I'm going to add a listener. So here in the index, I will say turbo streams from events. Whatever, I'll just name it like events broadcaster or whatever. And I am going to trigger a new TurboStream action that is refresh. So basically, now in the model, you can use broadcast refreshes or broadcast refresh later. And from a controller or from the console, you can use TurboStreams channel broadcast refreshes too. So all the channels that have this listener will get an update. Basically, I will refresh this page. Okay, maybe I made a typo, not TurboStreams from, but TurboStream from. So refreshing this page, refreshing this page. If I go to the console, I see TurboStream channel is transmitting from events broadcaster. And for example, in the console, I will go to Rails console and say TurboStreams channel. Let me find this. So TurboStreams channel broadcast refresh to events broadcaster. And you see the current time is being updated in both tabs. So let me like open the details tab here. For example, here it's not open. I refresh, and you see the current state of the details tab is been preserved. If I remove data to be permanent from the details element and refresh the pages once again, so here it will be, for example, open, here it will be closed. I make this TurboStream refresh, and you see the drop down is being closed. So it kind of works. Okay, and it should also work for like liking events or deleting events. Let me like one of the events. No, it isn't working. Why is it not working? Because I need to trigger it from somewhere, either from the model or from the controller. Now myself, I prefer triggering it from the exact actions in controllers. So inside the events controller, here I will have this redirect, and here I will have like broadcast refresh to events broadcaster on the update action, and I can do the same on the destroy action. So when I, let's say, like this event, the Rails SaaS conference, it would have to update, but it doesn't update. Let's see why. Oh yeah, actually I think it does. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong event. So here I have this Rails SaaS conference. Let me put it on top of my screen. So I like it. No, the count doesn't increase. Why does it not? So let's see. I will maybe yeah, because I have a return, sure. So I will do it once again now. Okay, it's not working. Let's try again. Okay, now it seems to be working. Yeah, I needed another page refresh. So let's say Ruby Warsaw Community Conference 2023. I update likes count, and you see it's been updated here also. I will delete the event, and it has been removed from that list also. So here you see. Basically, I didn't need to add a lot of context. I just click on the thing, and it makes a page direct of the path of the page that we allow to refresh. So this kind of works, and it's really nice. That's basically it on this new Rails app. And how can we actually make it work in a more real Ruby on Rails app, for example, on superrails.com? So here I have some functionality, like you can go to a post. If you're logged in, you can like the post, or you can add a comment. So here, for example, I have this post. I can have this not interested watch list. I can add some comments. And how can I make it work using this new technology and replace the way I use TurboStreams? Let's have a look. I will first of all quit this app and open my SuperRails app. And we will start with the likes. So in the post controller, I have this update action. Let's start the server bin dev. Open localhost. So here, for example, we have this data tables with the ransack, and we have this like not interested, watch list, so on. So here we are using the update action on post that renders a partial update to bootstream.erb, and it replaces the vote buttons partial. Here is this vote buttons partial that is present right here. So instead of using it, I'm going to have a page refresh, and let's see if it works. Oh yeah, first of all, I need to, again, update TurboRails to use the latest version. So I'm going to get gem TurboRails of the latest version. Now I will run bundle. Yeah, bundle update. I'll also restart the server. Yeah, quite a lot of stuff that needs updating except of TurboRails. But here you see I've updated TurboRails from 1.5 to 2.0 beta. Okay, so I will start the server, and first of all, I will just go and delete this update to bootstream.erb. And without it, when I click not interested or watch list or complete, nothing visually happens, but stuff just happens in the logs. So you see I click on not interested, something happens, but we have no visual response on the screen. But if I refresh the page, then the visual response happens. So I will go to our to our post controller, and here I will have redirect to add post. So let's try again. I will scroll down a bit. I will click on watch list. You see, I have the visual response, but it is just a full page redirect. And to have this flash actually appear, I will remove flash now. So I go scroll a bit lower. I click on complete. You see, I have this full page redirect, and I have the flash that appears. Okay, so I just removed TurboStreams, and I have this like regular full page redirect with this response. So you see, like I know if I have a video playing, then the video will stop because it is a full page redirect, so it's not really nice. And we're going to use turbo morphing now. So again, as previously, we are going to add this turbo refreshes with morph, scroll, preserve, and yield to our head. So I will go to head in my application, add these lines, go back here and refresh the page. And now we're going to preserve the scrolling and have this turbo refresh with morph. And let's also switch a video on and see if it actually replaces only these parts of the page, if the video doesn't stop. So I click on watch list, and you see the video keeps playing, but there is the flash response and there is the visual update here. So looks really nice, and I didn't need to like pass a lot of context. I didn't need to have this update to TurboStream.eab partial, so it kind of just works out of the box, and I think that's why they named it a happy path with Turbo. Anyway, the buttons were quite easy, but we also have comments. So let's have a look at our comments. I will also open this same post in another tab. So now pay attention to this. I click on complete, and we have this comments form. I click on complete, and the form is being closed. So the state of the stimulus controller has been lost here. So also another thing that happens is you see these like recommended videos keep getting updated whenever I kind of refresh the page. So I don't want these parts of the page to be refreshed. You see, I have this like recommended videos, they are being refreshed. So I will go to post/show, and in the place where I have this like content that shouldn't refresh each time I like click a random button, I will add the data turbo permanent. So now whenever I refresh this page or kind of click on one of the buttons, the sidebar elements are not going to re-render. Let's try once again. I will remove data turbo permanent. I click on like not interested, for example, and you see elements in the sidebar change because they are kind of dynamic. So I will add data turbo permanent and they are not going to change. Also, for these comments form, you see I click on complete, the stimulus state is lost, so I will go to the place where I have this form, so comments form, and around it I will have data turbo permanent. So let's see, I will click on one of the elements, and you see the form is not being removed. I will try typing something inside it, and the content inside the form is preserved. So looks okay. Let me try creating a comment, and it kind of works. But what if we want to also remove the TurboStreams from our comments responses and just use this page refreshes? Is it possible or not? Let's have a look at our comments controller. So here I have this, like when a comment is created, I have this handle successful creation method that refreshes the form partial with basically a new comment, a new comment form, and it adds the comment to the list of comments. So what if instead of like these turbo streams, I want to just have a page refresh and not pass in this context? Well, this will be a bit harder. So let me comment this out, and I will say format.html do, and I will have a redirect to at comment.post because the comment belongs to a post. So how is it going to work? Let's see. I will create a new post, so 456, and you see the post has been created, but the form has not been cleared. The form has not been cleared for what reason? It's also very interesting because we added the data turbo permanent in the show around the form. Here we added data turbo permanent, so when we have this turbo morph page response, this element does not get refreshed. So it kind of creates a new problem. We need some way to like remove the content from this form, for example. How can we do it? I would go maybe in this case with how's it called? Basically, I would add some data actions for turbo submit end. I'm going to reset the content in the form. So I will go to the form partial, or maybe I can even do it here. I will say data action turbo submit end form reset reconnect. And what does my form reset controller do? Form reset controller, it removes everything inside the, well, it resets everything inside the element. So let's try to use it. I will have this data action turbo submit end form reset connect, but actually this will not work here because I don't have form reset controller defined, so I will need to do it inside the comment form partial, so comment form, and here I have this form reset controller, and here I will say action equals turbo submit end. So when there is like the kind of successful submission, I'm going to go to this controller and connect it once again. So let's see if this works for me. I will refresh this page. So let's say 777, and it kind of refreshed the form. Let me try to submit it with like something invalid or like too short. You see, the form gets resubmitted. So, refreshed. So looks quite good. Now, what if we want to add a nested comment? Let's say 1 to 3. It also seems to be working quite well. Okay, and what if we want these updates to be visible to all the users that are on this page? Let's see, I will open the other browser tab, and I will add a listener. So I will go to the show page, and somewhere on top I will say TurboStream from add post. And what can I do now? I can basically add these refreshes to the update action. So turbo stream channel broadcast refresh to, and I'm going to refresh to the post. So whenever a post is created, I will send these changes to everybody. Oh, whenever a comment is created, sorry. So on create, if comment save, I will say TurboStream channel broadcast refresh to add comment.post. So I'm going to send the updates to everybody who is on this channel. So I have one browser tab and another browser tab. Let me try liking something. This change does not get updated for the other user because I'm logged in as two different users. No. Yeah. Okay, it should be happening. Let me click on not interested. Oh yeah, because this is happening in the, not in the comments controller, but in the post controller. So let's see. Here I will also add this TurboStream channel broadcast refresh to add post. So now when I click on one of these buttons, it should update on both pages. Let me see. So I click on watch list. Yeah. So these buttons are being updated, and we also added this action to broadcast refresh inside our comments controller here. So let's see if it works. I will maybe start typing something here, ABC. I will type something here like ABCD. I click on comment. Here you see the comment has been added on both pages, and here the user did not lose his typing that he had started previously. Let me open like a reply here, a reply here, like 1 to 3. I will say a new post. I click comment, and what happens? You see this gets updated in both pages, but this user lost his he lost the information that has been typing in this like nested thing. So we don't want this to happen. We want to have data to be permanent, maybe around these form fields also. So I have data to be permanent around this form. I will add it in other places like comment, comment, and here where I rendered the form in a nested comment, I will also add data to be permanent. And let's see if it works for us now. So I have one browser tab, another browser tab. I will start typing. So let's say here I will have EFG. Under the same post, I will say like X, I know, like whatever. I click on comment, and the comment has been added in both places. This user did not lose his scroll. But what if I want to like close this comment dropdown when I finish typing? So for this, I would go back to my comment form, and here you see I have this turbo submit and form reset, and I would also say like turbo submit and dropdown, because this is actually within a dropdown controller, and I will say hide. So I have the dropdown controller, and I have the hide. Oh yeah, the close action. So whenever I post, let me just refresh now. Whenever I post something as a user, it should hide the dropdown. Let's see. Okay, the dropdown has been hidden. So looks quite nice. Let's try this one, the top level. And it is, yeah, it is being affected. So this is not very nice. I think we can just skip this line here. But basically, you see, in our case, with like comments, with nested comments, with pages, with updates being updated in different browser tabs, we would need to have some additional care not to break the work that somebody else is doing in a form. So on forms that are available on like pages that are being listened to, we want to add the data to be permanent so that different weird behaviors do not occur. But basically, we replaced TurboStreams with page refreshes here, and the changes are being broadcasted to all the users. So this looks really nice. Like we really wrote really little code, and we needed to have some updates in our stimulus, like refreshing the state of the current form, for example, or adding data to be permanent for the elements that should not be refreshed. Well, that's basically it. Thanks for being with me, and see you in the next one.